If you were to look up a social introvert in a textbook, you'd likely find a picture of me. Yet it seems to be getting more and more difficult to find some me time. The impending arrival of my second child looms near, and I spend whatever time I can spare scouting for whitetails in the evenings. It's the 2nd of July, my first day really out scouting for bucks. I've seen a few good ones in passing already this season. They're putting on some antlers. It's been a mad dash trying to find time to do my deer chores this summer and spring. I need to get my trail cameras out, try and cutty backlink system this year. Had the cell camera last year, it worked pretty well. Now I have a 3-camera system where they all Wi-Fi to my cell camera. We're going to test that out. Hopefully we can get it out here in the next week or so. Still a little early, haven't seen anything out yet. Going to keep driving around, checking the spots, seeing what we can come up with. Well, it's July the 2nd, about 9 o'clock. It's getting pretty dark. The sun's just about to go over the trees. Saw a lot of deer tonight. I did not see any horns, but I spent most of my time looking at does and playing with electronics. So that really took away from my time. Beautiful out. It's only about 70 degrees. Low humidity. That's rare for here, Northwest Ohio in the summer. Getting excited. Might be a little different this year. Don't think I'm going to be able to get in the field as often. Got another baby due in a month and a half. It's an exciting time. Bucks are putting on antlers. I just wish I could see a couple of them, but we'll find them. We'll get out a few more times and we'll find some. Well, I just found some does and a group of bucks. I realize it's not zoomed in real well, but I'm doing what I can with the light. I mean, it's 9:15. It's sunset right now and it's cloudy. So right in that fence post corner, walking left to right, that's a pretty good one. I mean, he's no monster, but he's one of the best ones in the field. Now he's running. it's the 3rd of July, about 11 o'clock in the morning. Not super miserable out today weather-wise. Just out doing my deer chores. Pretty much missed everything last month. Just too much going on. But today I'm topping off water in my water tanks, refreshing minerals. So trying to get it all done, setting up some trail cameras. Well, it's July the 8th, about 10 after 8, out scouting for deer. Found a few does, no bucks so far. Only had a couple fields. They're starting to make their way out, so I'm going to put the camera away and really get a move on here, see if I can scout some ground. Looks like we found a patches group here today. Well, I'm back at home in my driveway. It's 9:15, and this is one of the best nights of scouting for deer I've ever had. I identified for sure, or with probably an 80% probability, 2 bucks that I had encounters with last year. I think a third that I might have had photos of, and several other good bucks. The first one I saw was he was a 10, and he had tall brows that curved in towards each other up high. And then I saw a big buck at another place that I'm pretty sure is Pitchfork just because of his size. He is a big deer. He's got a lot of antler for early July, and he was a big buck last year. I didn't encounter him till muzzleloader season, but he's a pig. He'll be a hard one to kill for sure, but right now he's definitely number one on my list. And the third one I saw, I have no footage of it. I had to stop on a highway in Glass, and I'm pretty sure he's that wide buck that I encountered the day or the next hunt out after I shot a buck in archery season that I didn't kill. And then Amanda also encountered while she was gun hunting, but he was right on the fence line, so we didn't want to shoot. They're out there. There's more than you think, really. There really are. And that one was a huge bachelor group. And then Pitchfork, it was him and a couple other, at least one small buck. I don't know if the other one was a buck or a doe. I assume it was a small buck, but I never really saw horns on it. They were running around playing. But after a while, he got nervous and he ran. He beat feet pretty hard into the woods. That first group, the 2 big bucks, one just went over a rise and laid down in the bean field. I could still see his horns. And the other one, before I got my spotting scope on him, he walked into the woods. I could see him browsing on leaves in the trees. But I got him on video, but I did not actually get my spotting scope on him, so I never really had a chance to identify him if I knew what deer he was. But it was a great night. I gotta get some trail cameras out. I've got 2 cameras out. I did some water work the other day. I got a lot of projects I wanna accomplish. I got 3 food plots I'd like to put in. I don't know if it's gonna happen because about a month, 6 weeks, about 6 weeks I have another baby due, and it's gonna be absolute crunch time. Got to be there for the family, so I don't know if that's all gonna happen, but I'm gonna do what I can. Well, it's the 9th of July. Just did a really good spot last night, including a big buck that I'm pretty sure was Pitchfork. And today I decided to go into that property and put my cameras up, refresh my mineral licks. I've got my helper with me. Very complicated procedure. Got my bag with all my gear on the front, my Black Street bag, and I'm carrying 3 Cuddy Trail Link system cameras with Cuddy safes. They're extremely heavy. Got Eva on my back here. She's my helper today. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just got done doing 3 mineral licks. 1's new, 2 just refreshed. Here's one right here. And then put up my Cuddy system cameras. There's the third one. Cell system, so shouldn't have to come back in here for a few months. Got a helper today. She's trying to put a padlock on my foot. What do you think, hon? Well, it is the 19th of July. It's about 8:30 at night, and I'm out looking for deer again. It is super hazy out. I think this is actually smoke from western wildfires blowing in, which is crazy because it's super early in the year for that. But I know there's some big project fires where I used to work in central Montana, and the west they got an early fire season, so it's going to be a bad one. But it's just super thick here. I mean, you can't smell smoke, but that's what it looks like to me. I finally found a field with a bunch of deer out in it. A couple bucks. Just out checking out what's in the neighborhood, trying to find a couple more target animals to pursue. But we're going to keep looking for deer and seeing what we can find. These guys are definitely bachelor grouped up. Goodness. I mean, there's at least 13 bucks right there in that group. That one that's bedded looks like he has the best tines of any. Well, it's July the 20th. It's a little less smoky today than it was yesterday, and I'm out here a little earlier. And today I brought 2-year-old Trouble with me, who has already started destroying one of her books that I brought with her to play with. But that's just a, terrible 2 toddler Trouble, so T4 for short. Pretty warm out. It's still in the lower 80s. It's a little after 8 o'clock, and we're out looking again. A lot of does out so far. There's a couple small bucks I've seen. I haven't really filmed anything yet. Then I got this talkative one back here, and we're gonna drive around and see what else we can find. Yeah, hon, what? Are you silly? Are you silly? Okay, we're gonna move on. Coyote sneaking up on that deer. Or, I don't know what it's doing, but there's a coyote just to the left of that deer on my side of it. That's just nuts. I've never seen a coyote in the beans before. I can see his head. Well, it is 20 till 9, and it is Eva's bedtime, so we're going to head home. Right, Eva? It's your bedtime, hon, huh? Yeah, so we're going to head home and pick this up at a later date, but didn't see any really good bucks, but I did see that bachelor group out again, but I didn't stop to look at them because I was interested to see what else I could find. Found a coyote back here in a bean field chasing something, maybe deer, I don't know. No other good bucks, but I'm going to take her home and put her to bed, so that's the end of today's operations, and we'll see what we can do later on. Well, it's July the 30th. It's about 8 o'clock at night. We're out here spotting deer. Already had some luck with a couple decent bucks. They're pretty close to one of my stands, so maybe I'll get lucky on one of those. Looking over a field full of does here right now, hoping some horns come out, but we're probably going to move on here pretty shortly, see what else we can see. I do believe we have visual confirmation on Pitchfork. I think he sees me and he doesn't like me. I'm gonna try to readjust a little bit here. I think he knows I see him. He was just grazing peacefully, and now he's like just hanging out in that low spot with his head up. He's about 365 yards away, and he does not like me looking at him. I'm gonna pull the camera down and put my spotter up and see what I can see. Well, I'm really not certain if this is pitchfork or not. He is a huge buck, and he is funky on his left side. He's got like a tarantula limb going in there on his left G3, and his left brow tine's also crooked over a little bit. But every one of his tines are big. I mean, he is a big deer, and through the spotter, I can see his left eye, which means he's been staring at me ever since I've been sitting here, or within about a minute or two after I pulled over. And I creeped into the spot right next to a fence row. I just pulled in really, really quietly and stopped. And he has just been hiding out there ever since. So we're gonna move on and see what else we can find. Shocked that I can't get trail camera pictures of this guy. I've got 3 cameras in that woods. They're all cell cams. Another pretty good buck. Well, we moved on to the honey hole here. The spot where I saw 13 bucks one day in a bachelor group. Today I only see 4. Big bucks and turkeys, that's what we're after. Alright, I'm foregoing the last field or 2, the last road I was going to scout on, so I can get home, hopefully to see my daughter before she goes to bed. I put the spotter on that buck. He is wonky. His right side is normally grown and it's pretty big, and his left side sweeps back and is all jacked up. Short little points on it looked like. He was cool. I would shoot him just out of pure uniqueness. So pretty good night. Like I said, I'm foregoing the last mile and a half or so here. There's some that are out, and there's a new shooting house up there. I wonder whose that is. Well, there's 5 more over there. They are everywhere tonight. But I'm racing home to tuck my daughter in, say goodnight to her, and we'll try again another night. Pretty cut and dry. Big bucks do not like you watching them, even from a distance. Another buck to the left and the right of the group you can see here. One on the right looks pretty big. One on the left's definitely small. There's 2 to the left. Definitely smaller. It's the 31st of July. Seen a pretty fair number of deer tonight. Some bucks, but I think this is the biggest group of decent bucks I've seen tonight by far. And basically exploring new territory tonight within a mile or 2 of my periphery of my hunting area. But we're gonna head home, see if I can catch my daughter before she goes to bed. August 17th. Buck I shot last year. Some big 6-point. And another smaller buck. 474 yards. Well, it's 17th of August. It's about 8 o'clock. Still some bucks around out here. Not hiding too much yet. Still grouped up. Got the whole family out tonight looking. Just having some fun. Seeing what's around. What do you think, Bear? Really? Yeah, those guys are pretty nice looking. Well, it is the 26th of August, about 20 after 7. It's about, I don't know, 85, 88 degrees out. Pretty warm. Not much out. I did just see a pretty nice buck, but he didn't like me, so he went back in the woods. There's a few does out, but we're going to see what we can find tonight. My helper's pretty concerned about a bug in the back seat. Oh, honey, it's just a bug. It'll be okay. Not a fan of insects. Well, I think I better get the little one home. She just got introduced to her new baby sister today, and might be an interesting few days. Hopefully we're going to take it in stride. So, time to go home, get ready for bed. Well, it is 5 till 8 on August 29th. Eva and I are out looking for deer. Kind of an ugly night out. Really humid. Big thunderstorms popping all around us. A lot of rain dodging. Haven't really seen much for deer tonight. Just a few. And we're losing light quick, so we're about done here. I gotta check one more spot. Well, we found 5 bucks way out there. One's the one I shot last year with my bow. One's that white 8-point that I and my wife both had encounters with. And 3 smaller bucks. So they act like they don't like me watching them, even though I'm pretty far away. But they're out there, they're visible. You just gotta find them.